All right, welcome everyone to the finals of the women's Mid-Atlantic, Bonspiel here at the Potomac Curling Club. As you heard, we just had the Piper pipe out all our finalists onto the ice, and they are preparing for the traditional shots of Drambuie or Sprite, as they would prefer.
I know there were a lot of Bonspiels this weekend, so happy you came to ours. Hope you all had a good time. Ate lots of candy. I did. And good curling. All right. To the
All right, to introduce who all of our teams are. In our A event final, our feature game will be Team English Toffee versus Team Langanke, I believe. I hope I didn't mispronounce that. In our B event final, which will be on sheet C, is Team Liquid Courage versus Team Vintage Charplain. Or Charplain? Sheet D is our C event final. These teams both actually played just earlier this morning in our first draw, the semifinals. It's Team Brockman versus Team Capybera. And our D event final is over on sheet A, is Team Take 5 versus Team Whiskey on the Rocks. So they are, all the teams are currently flipping coins for hammer and color, and we will get the game started in just a few minutes. So we'll get everything set up to show both of our two feature games on sheets B and C. We will be giving scoring updates on sheets A and D throughout, so fear not, but we may not be providing a lot of video coverage of those sheets, but we will check in on the scores every once in a while. And with me commentating today is Potomac's very own Andy Dunham.
Hello. How's it going? Hope we have a good bunch of games here today. Should be a fun Sunday. Finals, we got some good games lined up here.
So in our featured game, it appears that Team English Toffee will be throwing the red rocks, and will be throwing first.
And we're off. Still getting used to the speed here. Some of the earlier games had particularly slow. Some of the other games had a slow start for the speed, so it's been adjusting here throughout the weekend. Like people out there are already cold. Here we go with the corner guard. bunch of curl out of that one. And we're going to start with a 14 rock end. Fresh start. See if they can both take a deep breath and adjust here. Throw a little bit less and use those sweepers. The sweepers are still laid off this one entirely, so still just a little bit heavy. Got a button factory on that one, though.
Okay, so finally looks like I got all the rock colors figured out. So over on sheet A, Take 5 is throwing the red rocks, team from Potomac, and team Whiskey on the Rocks, or sorry, Take 5 is from Philadelphia. I apologize. Team Whiskey on the Rocks is from Potomac and is throwing, actually, they're throwing the red rocks. I have those switched around. Ugh, I am such a failure.
Confusing all our viewers.
So, to correct myself, Team Whiskey on the Rocks from Potomac is throwing the red rocks on A.
Are you sure?
And yes. And Team Take 5 from Philadelphia is throwing the yellow rocks. Here on sheet B, our featured game, English Toffee is throwing red. On sheet C, Team Liquid Courage is throwing the yellow rocks. And over on sheet D, Team Capybera is throwing the red rocks, and Team Brockman is throwing the yellow rocks.
And back to our feature game here, we had the first two go through, then the draw top 4 knows the hit back, but the hit here doesn't remove either stone fully from play, so we might get a split house here early. Good opportunity to set up a potential deuce in the first end. Looks like it's been going pretty hard out there, and it's a little bit quicker.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I will see if I can get that fixed. I don't know why that's going on with our sheet C view. Give me just a moment.
We have another slight over curl here, so no split house, and we'll have a chance to potentially set up a force here with a little tap back on the yellow or even a freeze.
Oh. All right, so there's all of our sheets, as you can see. So you can take note of who's got what rocks. And let's see if that gets our cameras fixed. There we go. Now we got the cameras fixed for the house view on sheet C.
We get a hit and roll out here, so no split house to try and set up a force. And we have a freeze attempt upcoming. This one looks pretty close. They've been cleaning it the whole way. Nice little tap through. Looks like we're just gonna throw the same shot here. Follow the line they just saw from the other team. On a little bit of a wider path right now, and they're trying to carve it over a bit.
So just so everyone is aware who's tuned in, if for some reason the stream, goes offline for a few minutes, please bear with us. We've been having technical issues all weekend because our computer we use for streaming is been around for a few years. Probably senses that it's about to be replaced because we just got a new one, but we didn't get a chance to get everything set up with that new computer for this weekend. So we are trying to limp our current one through the rest of this Bonspiel, and then we will bid it farewell.
New year, new system.
Yep, pretty much. But we will, if the stream falls off, please just stick around. Hopefully it only takes us a couple minutes to get back online if that happens, and hopefully that doesn't happen at all.
And, on the featured sheet here, we had a missed opportunity to split the rings and set up a potential deuce, but we did have a corner guard off there, which they could potentially come back and use. And we get a chance at redemption here for Alison. But they're still watching it, hoping that it curls up to it. And carving it over to get shot, but they didn't kill it from play, so there's a chance to hit and roll here. Sit 2. This is the first one we've seen with this turn, so we'll have to see how it acts. And they're on it early. And good sweep. Another freeze attempt here. And we haven't seen this turn since the first couple throws at the end, so we'll have to think back to the beginning of the end to see the speed. Big shot here without the hammer in the first end. Looks like they're calling the weights there. They're hoping that it sits down. Carving it over, starting to look close. Actually, a little bit of an overcurl. Great weight, though. We'll have a chance here to hit and roll, sit 3, and potentially leave the same shot for Team English Toffee against 3.
And joining us is yet another one of our very own curlers from Potomac. It's Ben Peters.
Hello, everybody. I am finally back after 3 long years in the broadcast booth. How's everybody doing today?
It's good to have you with us, Ben.
Yeah.
So,
great to have you, Ben. And on our feature sheet here, we the opportunity to sit 3. They overcurled, so we have a chance to toss up a guard here and set up a difficult shot to score. So a little bit more ice appears on this one, and they'll be looking to throw this one probably around the top 12 or so. Try and outcount that back left one and leave either a draw tap for 2 or, or maybe even a double attempt. We got to be precise with this one. And they're waiting for it to curl a bit again. The line's starting to hook in there. They are going to sit 2, but there is a potential double here for 2, maybe 3 if it doesn't jam on the back left one.
The double's there. The jam is possible, so it's going to be hard for yellow to take out 2 here.
Yeah, it would be difficult to count all 3 of your yellows. If you hit it right on the nose, it's probably going to be just a score of 2, but that's something that they'll take and be quite happy with in the first end. But they're switching up turns here. She just threw the in-turn on her first and had a little bit of an over curl, so well, it'll be interesting to see what type of weight she plays on this one.
So over on sheet D, we just had the hammer come down from Team Brockman, and they were able to pick up a 3 in the first end.
So a good start for them over there. In the C final?
Yes, in the C final. And that's the hammer on sheet C that just came down, and
It's not enough weight there.
yeah, so that looks like they may have decided that's a blank end.
It looks like we have a firm weight hit here from Nicole, and it's close.
Looks
Yes.
pretty good.
Oh, they might have needed to sweep that one a little bit. And they
That's
make it
nice.
Make it for 2. Great shot. So we get a deuce here in the first end from Team Langanke.
So just by watching the ice throughout that first end, it seems like it's really curling from the middle on towards the wings there.
Yes, we had some curl all the way out to the side 12-foot.
Like I've been doing the hog to hogs. I was getting like 13-3 the back line hack. It's just curling like crazy.
Yeah, we'll see if we get some more guards in play here this end. Get some more offense going. This one seems to be waiting to curl a bit, but from what I've been watching this weekend, it looks like at the very end, the last third of the sheet, the Rocks like to have a lot of finish.
I had a 14.1 there for hog to hog, so
It's pretty much up to speed.
Yeah, 14.2 around that for T.
And we're getting a freeze here. They've thrown a couple freezes to the back 4 in the first end, so they should have a decent idea of the weight that's needed, but since it's the first time coming home, it might be a little bit different.
Calling for
First
the
shot or
line.
2. Sweeping, it looks like it's close.
We're definitely going to get the freeze. All right, they're going to try to call for a takeout here. It seems like control weight.
Switch the thing. Thank you. And we got
And they're calling for the sweep instantly.
sweep right out of hand. It looks like this one might over curl a bit. kill the backing, but leave one red shot rock, and we're going to get an early split the house call. So still no guards here in the first two ends. Keeping it pretty clean. Sweepers are laying off this one, hoping that it sits as it curls up to the wing.
With a tap it heavy.
All right, come back to our all houses view so we can see the hammer on sheet A for the first end. It's coming in frame just now. Do a double tap there,
Nice tap.
and oh, just a little bit hard.
Onto the backing, but
So it's gonna leave it for a 1-point steal for Whiskey on the Rocks.
So I don't know if either of you saw, but in one of the later slams this year, they're doing a new trial rule where if you blank 2 ends in a row, they're gonna flip the hammer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
hadn't
what
heard
do you
of
think?
that one.
What do you think about this new potential rule change? You're still allowed to have a strategic blank, but it prevents you from just consistently blanking out the whole game.
I think there's going to be a lot more urgency when it comes to having hammer. Especially like first end, but
The first end is a very common blank end.
Yeah.
So it might press things a little bit more in the first or even the second end, but it'll be interesting to see how some of these top teams play, knowing that they might have to press to score multiple in some of these ends, or even just make sure they can score.
Yeah, I guess I haven't gotten to watch enough slams over the last couple years since we instituted the no tick rule. But have we gotten back to there being a lot of blanks?
Blanks are still a pretty big part of the game. It's rare for there to be more than like 2 or 3 in a game.
Okay.
But some teams have more of a defensive strategy than others.
Okay.
you still see games like on the tour that like they blank probably 5 out of the 8 ends.
Yeah, it happens. And they're trying to bring in more offense and interesting shots and bring more viewers into our sport. Like these nice 33 viewers on our stream.
Yep.
I also heard Mark Kennedy was suggesting a limit on the number of takeouts you can throw in an end, which I'm not really a fan of. But
that's too much to keep track of, it seems like, as a skip.
But ever since the no-tick guard rule was implemented, it's brought in a much higher chance of a steal for the win in the last end, which has definitely made things more exciting to finish off games. Oh, back to the games here. We have a clean house in the second end. So we're going to be having a draw to the 4-foot here, and things are gearing up towards a blank.
Yep. Yay. Just like the pros.
Just like the pros. Hey, maybe if they blank 2 in a row, they should flip the hammer, right?
So one of our viewers chimed in and in the chat and said that he heard a stat that at the Grand Slam of curling level, the team that starts with the first end with the hammer is winning over 75% of the time.
Wait, so the team that starts with hammer?
In the first end.
Yeah, that's
So
not surprising.
when the LSD is
winning the LSD is huge.
Yeah.
Is a lot of the time you'll get an early blank and deuce, and just changes the strategy a little bit, the way you play the rest of the game.
Yep.
This also helps getting a pre-game practice, getting used to the ice, and you can be a little bit more aggressive in those first ends in some of those events where everyone gets to throw rocks before the game.
Yeah, those warm-up shots.
Thanks for that stat, Dave.
It seems like it's going to crash on the guard here. And the yellow's going to just bite the 12-foot.
Yep.
And now this leaves a chance for a come around to sit 2. And all of a sudden the blank's looking less likely.
It's crazy that one shot can dramatically change an end, like in curling. It's one shot, you could be like, have like 5 stones in the house. Looks like a team is going to at least score 3, and then a massive takeout happens, and it clears out everything, and you're playing for the blank.
One of the most important stats in curling is make after miss. Whenever you get a miss out of the other team, you need to take advantage of those opportunities to put more pressure on them. You might shoot a lower percentage in some games and still win if you make situationally make the right shots. And here's an example here. They had a chance to come around and sit 2. And they threw it through. This is a chance to come around and set up a deuce. And they've been sweeping it most of the way here, trying to get it by the guard. Ooh. And there's a good make after miss. Right to the bite the 8, good sweep. So we'll have a potential draw around the pile here by Nicole. Or a run back.
Yep.
It looks like we're going to get the double on the Reds. Looks like they just submitted the college football playoff rankings here in the 12 o'clock show for those interested. I think Dylan's probably reeling a bit from the Iowa State loss yesterday.
Yeah, that was not a fun game to watch.
All right, going for the double here. And they'll get the 1.
They will remove the guard. And there's a chance here to split the house and set up a potential 2. But they need to be wary about leaving a double. So the seeding for the playoff here, the college football playoff, is Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State are the top 4 with byes. Ooh. And then Texas will play Clemson in the 5-12 game. Penn State will play SMU in the 6-11 game. Notre Dame will play Indiana in the 7-10 game. And Ohio State and Tennessee will play in the 8-9 game. Sounds like a lot of money for the NCAA.
Yep.
Yep.
That's one incentive of expanding the playoffs to 12 teams. I think that's more fair than having 4 teams compete.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Go SMU. The underdogs, I think. Or Arizona State.
I can't root for SMU. They're playing my alma mater, so. Otherwise, I would. It'd be fun to see some of the schools that aren't Alabama, Texas, Ohio State do well. But back here in the game, they are trying to throw around the corner guard on this come around. So we just need to make sure they get by the guard. They're on it early.
Yep. It's curling a lot.
Even if it wrecks, they need to make sure it rolls into the rings, force them to make the double. Oop, they get by, but it actually needed the tick on that one. Too heavy. So now we'll have a chance for a hit and stick to force a potential draw against 2, because if they nose that, might not be able to nose it back for shot. Same turn she just threw on her run back, so they'll have a good idea of how this one will run.
Can roll behind.
I think right on the nose will be pretty good, because they may not be able to nose it back.
You just don't want to give them give Red a chance for the double.
Well, the double's only good if they roll out of the rings. Not sure it's a shot that we can call. Got a good hit and roll. There's no double to get a blank. So, but you can throw a hit on the nose if they like, but they're electing to draw touch the 8-foot for their one. So, a good start here for Team Langanke. A deuce in the first and a potential force here in the second. Big shot for Team English Toffee.
So on sheet C, we're on the hammer stone right now for red. A lot of yellows in play, especially in this center line. I think we are back.
Yep. Sorry for the brief intermission there, but our internet was not cooperating with us. But our tech wizard here, Dylan, got it back up and running. So, to recap we had a draw for one here on the feature sheet, so it's 2-1 in favor of Team Langanke. And we had some lead stones here with a red sitting one behind a center guard. On sheet D, there was a steal of 1 to extend the lead to 4-0 for Team Brockman. They're measuring for a steal of 3, 4, or 5 on sheet C for Team Liquid Courage. And sheet A is on the last 2 stones on the second end.
All right, they're gonna go for the run back on sheet B. Heel weight.
A little wide. And will come up empty.
They're gonna put up another center guard.
Okay, so the team's confirming that it was a score of 3 on Team C, or on sheet C for Team Liquid Courage. So we can get back to our previous view, and the point to zoom camera is not fully behaving for me. Let's see if I can get that figured out. Why?
With a high guard here. Red sitting 2 under a pile of center guards, so there's some cleanup to do.
There we go.
Hammerstone on sheet A is a hit for what appears to be 2 to give the lead to Team Take 5 from Philly.
Going for the peel again.
Yep, going for the long double peel here. And, ooh, close.
They'll get the 1 out of the way.
Yeah, get the 1 out of the way. The roll there on the yellow is a little unfortunate because the way it's curling, that's directly in the draw path. So luckily there's still a couple more shots here to open things up for them, but English Toffee is going to try and take advantage here and throw some more guards.
Got to be on center here. And it's going to get on over, and it's going to be a high guard. You can still see a good chunk of the yellow. But you probably should just peel in this situation.
That is in a very similar spot to the previous one. It's a little bit of an overcurl, but it still makes the peel difficult. A little bit deeper. Still some work to be done here to make sure there's a draw to the forefoot for the score. So we're going to be putting up guards and peeling for the next couple shots.
Are they going for the run back on the yellow?
You can't curl up enough with the weight they're throwing to run back. I think they're just trying to run the guard off. If you throw a little bit less weight, you can maybe roll into the rings on the side, but they're actually going to be nosing the high guard. So we're going to
go up another guard
to put a wider guard here and not really leave a draw path on either side. But from here forward, they're going to be able to run their own color. And almost edge a sheet on this guard here from Alison. And it's still swooping in there.
Needs a curl some.
And got a good depth on this one. And a good guard. So we have a potential double peel attempts coming. And an update on sheet C. Do we know how many points were scored there?
It was 3.
So they measure went in favor of red. There's a triple measure. So score update after 2. Sheet C is Liquid Courage 3, Vintage Charplain 0, but they have the hammer. And back on our feature, they peel off one of the guards.
Their own guard on the center.
To open up the middle, but that one's going to be attempted to be replaced here. Oh, and it appears on sheet A the hit in the second end was only for 1, not 2, so that game's all tied up.
A couple folks in the chat have been making fun of the streaming computer for.
Oh man, it
Dave.
has feelings.
Yeah, Dave said, you know, the streaming computer was basically telling us, "You can't fire me, I quit."
I think the best way to get the computer to work again is not to insult it.
I mean, I'm not the one insulting it.
Yeah. And this guard is hanging just a little bit, but they have a chance to take the other red and still block the line. more weight, but it will
Very
do
good.
the job. You got a tricky shot here for Team Langanke to try and leave a shot on their last.
You still have to go for that center, the red on the center line there.
Well, the red on the center line here is only 2/3 open, so it will be difficult to throw much weight and make any contact in the rings, and it will likely just be replaced. Right now, both of the draw paths are blocked off by the corner guards, so it will be important, no matter what is thrown here, to make contact with more than one stone. Try and leave some sort of shot to score, just cut down the steal.
So Andy, I'm assuming that you watched the clip of Team Jacobs during the Grand Slam, where instead of trying to go for a shot for one, they intentionally blanked the end, giving up one, so they can retain hammer in the final end against Gushu.
Down two with hammer in the last.
Oh no, the tie. You give up 1 point, so they're tied heading into the final line with hammer. And apparently, like, the crowd booed them for doing that.
Well, do what you think gives you the best chance to win. Jacobs did go on to win that game, did he not?
I believe so.
Beat Gushu in his hometown slam.
Well, I guess there's a reason why they booed him.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll fact check that, see if they actually won it.
If you're getting booed in a place where you're not the home team, I think that means you're usually doing something right or something very wrong. But in curling, probably doing something right. Don't get many boo birds.
Yes, Jacobs did indeed beat Gushu 6-4.
And then they,
Oh, sorry, 6-5
and then they went on to lose to Mount
in the final. Yep.
final. And we have another draw here to try and steal another, set up a 3 steal. Great come around. And you can only see half to 2/3 of that one, so we're probably going to see a wide draw to the 4-foot from Nicole here. Or they could play a soft weight hit to give up just one. This is going to be a pretty wide draw if they elect to go that way. But we've seen this shot thrown a lot this end, so they should have a good idea if they've been timing the other team. But great end from Team English Toffee. This is just what they drew up before the end. They have potential steal or a force where they send up. Oh, very difficult shot. Off, but no sweeping early. They're watching it. So might need to hope it sits down, curls. And it looks like we have a 3 steal here. So a score update on the only other sheet finished at their third end. The C final is now 4-1 in favor of Team Brockman from Bucks County over Team Capybera from Potomac.
Yep.
Is the team name for Capybera based on the rodent, the animal?
I would probably assume so.
I guess so.
But, I mean, you can always ask, you know, Lauren or Laura or Jessica, you know, whichever. When they're done, you can ask them what the inspiration for their team name is.
We're watching the B. It's a final. And we get a center guard here to start the fourth end.
Start for the draw behind.
And got a draw behind here from Julie Yeager, who's rocking the Team Dunham jersey.
Team Dunham? Where are they?
I don't know. I heard they're a bunch of studs.
Studs, huh?
Oh, God, it's getting deep in here now. Andy trying to talk up his own team.
What am I supposed to talk down on ourselves? Gotta have confidence, right?
Positive
Positive
energy.
vibes.
Yep.
And we have another commentator here hopping on.
Yeah, this is Cedar Kennedy, old junior Potomac curler. Mic's in my mouth now, so hopefully you hear me. Yeah, not curling for a couple years, but we still know how to play. Looks like we got another draw coming in a little wide here.
It's been curling quite a bit, so they're getting some finish.
Wow, that's a huge finish.
We're not getting, we haven't had much sweeping on a lot of these shots. A lot of the
Well, really good draw.
really good weight on that one.
Oh, back button.
Looks like we have almost a double set up here in this end. See if Team Langanke can bounce back after the 3 steal. Leaning this one early, but it hasn't curled quite yet.
Might need to push it.
Needs to sit and curl. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pocket here in the back 4.
All right, we're down to the hammer shot on sheet C.
See if we can zoom in here on sheet C for the last shot.
I believe yellow is sitting 1 as of right now, but that's how the cameras look right now. It's not 100% accurate.
Yeah, it looks like red's sitting 1 and yellow's sitting at least 2nd and 3rd, so they're just drawing in here for a 2nd point.
Stacy sweeping hard here, trying to hold the line. Bring it in a little deeper.
And we got a double centers back here on the main feature sheet, but the outturn draw tap is still available to sit 2. And over here on sheet C, the hammer shot is away to try and draw for 2.
They're just cleaning right now.
And
Now they're sweeping.
late sweep here to try and get by the guard.
They
Looks
gotta
like
go.
the weight's close. Just need to get it by. And looks like the draw from 2 is successful. So that would now be a 3-2 game with Liquid Courage having the hammer in the 4th. And the come around here for Team Langanke over curls. but does leave some corner guards to use. But we're gonna get a chance to throw up some more center guards here.
Judy with her second stone. Line looks pretty close.
Watching in this one a bit. Looks like they're hoping it sits down. And you got some late sweeping. Try and curl it up a bit. And a nice shot to the top 12 from Judy.
So we're getting almost 5 feet of curl here, almost.
Yeah.
Scratch stones on Monday, I think.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was there. I should know. I should know. Yeah.
And we have a hit and roll. You can maybe even stick this one in under the corner guard. That could apply some pressure on the next guard attempt. You're sweeping it early though, so
Gotta be careful about the jam.
Stay up that center line.
yeah, might even get the double.
Here we go.
Really nice shot.
Really nice shot. Sit two. And here's flipped. Great shot by Jazzy.
Really good shot.
Going for the draw behind for Alison.
Swap views here because the hammer's coming in on sheet A.
And we got a big peel weight stone coming here to try and remove a couple of yellows.
Ooh,
Just turned it.
not
just
quite.
That was
but-
good. Jammed.
Looks like we got a steal of one.
Yep.
That makes that 2-1 in favor of take 5 from Philadelphia. We have a chance to draw under the corner guard here to sit 3. Looks like that out-turn draw through the port, the way it's curling, is pretty difficult. Gonna have to be careful about making sure they curl all the way under the corner guard, otherwise they will leave a hit and roll under this.
Might be a little narrow here.
Yeah, they're going on it early to try and make sure it gets by the guard.
Oh, it's really curling.
Sweeping hard.
Yep, it is
Sped up.
great sweep, but unfortunately that inside out line has really been curling hard today.
Weight was close though. 13-7.
Yeah.
Probably back 4.
And we have a out-turn draw here now that the line is opened up.
Lots of guards come over here.
And the yellow-red there at the top looks like it's lined up to at least kill one of the yellows if they ever elect to throw that.
You just don't want to leave this red open for the hit and roll.
Really good weight. Just hung out a little more.
Yep, good weight on that one. Just didn't curl enough, so the hit and roll will be available here. But since it's maybe 2/3 behind the tee. If they make the roll, they might be back button, which could leave an opportunity. This roll is going to be, need to be a little precise on this one. They're on it early to try and make sure they get by. Great sweep. And the roll is
Really
to
nice
the top
roll.
button. So really nice shot.
So I believe we're on the hammer shot on sheet D. Yellow looks like they're going to need to draw for 1. They get full 8 foot.
Is it against 2?
It's
Against three.
against 3, so a chance for Team Capybera to get back in the game here. And or a big opportunity for Team Brockman to keep their lead up to 4 points after 4 ends. So looks like they're electing to play that out-turn draw. They'll need to get a little bit better than full 8 to score. And on our feature sheet, we have a freeze attempt here to try and set up a force. The line here is going to be really important, even if you come up a little bit short. You don't want to leave any sort of hit and roll under the guards. And they
Gotta stay closer.
haven't played a brim on the ice for this one, so looks like, oh, sweeping it late.
Gonna tuck in nicely.
Looks like it's
15-7.
close.
Really good.
Really
weight.
nice shot. And over here on sheet D, the hammerstone is entering the house. It looks like it needs to sit. Got a chance
It
to.
might tap the back red.
It's got a
Yep,
tap.
it's right onto the back one, so we got a steal of 1. So that will make it a 4-2 game after 4 ends. And Team Brockman will keep the hammer. And we have a debate here on what to throw on the feature sheet. Looks like they're guarding up the red to prevent a tap back.
Yeah, you got a big window to throw to here. Anything to cover the side.
Yeah. The most important thing on this one is making sure you take enough ice. A wider guard, the way it's curling today, will make things a lot harder.
Sweeper's holding off. Letting it grab the ice a little bit. 4-3. Last one was a 15-7.
This one is a little bit heavy. Take the red under cover, and it rolls back to make the double pretty hard, and it's not sitting second.
Still there though.
It is still there, or they could just freeze.
Last shot for red.
It looks like they're thinking about playing the freeze here. A little bit less ice than previous stone on this one. It's going to be really important to not chap off or be wide on this one. Even if they just throw it top 12, the shot for 2 is going to be really difficult.
Yeah, probably just don't want to leave a pocket in the back. Anywhere tops. They didn't want to get mic'd up for the final, right?
This line here has got to be pretty quick now. We've thrown a lot of stones on at this end. Sweeping to try and hold the line. The weight looks pretty close. He just needs to get by the red. And it's a good shot. They're going to leave a down weight roll off their own for yellow, or a double of the reds.
Do a double for 5.
The double might be there,
Hard to
but
see.
it's very,
It's
you have
tough.
to hit the second red really thin, and it might jam on the back left to just be.
Probably more realistic to double for 4. The shooter probably roll off. Playing the safe shot here though.
And just
Gotta
get the
respect
deuce
it.
and tie up the game.
As a skip, I'd often get in my head and think, oh, I should really try to build a lead here, but it's only the 4th end. No pressure, still lots of time. Still sitting 1 though. Would've been cool.
Yeah. When you're spectating, you always want to see the fun shots, but it's good to just throw a nice draw, little wick here to tie up the game, and we'll be starting fresh. This one,
That's a little
calling
heat to
like
it.
it's heavy, so they might need to try and just whisker that yellow on the outside.
Going to the other side of it, maybe.
And just too much
Flashes.
weight on that one. So it's going to be a score of just 1. And it's now 4-3 with Team English Toffee having hammer in the 5th.
My first car was from Stacy Bishop. She gave me a Beetle.
Nice. And on the other sheets here, we have skip stones on A and C, and sheet D is still on second stones.
Looks like yellow's trying to go in, or at least a 3 guard. On sheet D.
Yeah, they're calling up a 3 guard here, but they're down 1 without the hammer. They need to try and set up a steal or force here.
Emily electing to go for the corner.
So we're throwing multiple guards here in this end, so it's gearing up to be a aggressive end. Lots of offense. Sweepers laid off the whole way, and you can see that inside-out pass still curling quite a bit. Got a tight corner guard.
It's not a bad miss. You can always chip it in for 2 at the end.
And we have a draw to the 4-foot here coming from Judy Yeager. Sweepers have laid off most of the way down the sheet.
We are on hammer shot on sheet C. Yellow trying to go for 3 points here.
Yep, and a nice come around from Julie on feature sheet. Great pair of first 2 stones. Got a center and a come around, and now Stacy will try and follow up her corner guard with a come around the corner guard, it looks like. trying to curl this one up. And we got double corners. And the hammerstone here on sheet C is away. Need to get a little bit better than full 8 to score 3.
Sweeping hard.
Yeah, they've been going the whole way. It's going to be close.
You might get it.
Great sweep, and that'll be 3 for
Team Liquid
Liquid
Courage.
Really good shot. Grabbing the button.
And we have a come around. That's coming up a bit heavy in this one.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be in the guard zone, but
It's a little bit deep. Got a hit and roll from a center guard to a corner on this one.
coming in to open this up. Some control.
They're on it early.
Gotta watch out for the run.
And right on the nose and gets the yellow out from under the center. It's a good shot.
Just call that a 1.5 shot.
Yeah.
You got more than you called for. That's good.
It's so weird seeing this much curl after, like, at least so far this season, there hasn't been that much curl. Probably like on average 2.5, 3 feet of curl.
Yeah. That's what sand in your rocks would do.
And that will be right on the button.
And over on sheet A, we have the hammerstone coming up soon. Red is currently sitting 4, and this is the last shot for yellow coming up. Gonna have to freeze into the back 4, back 8. Here on our feature sheet, we have a hit and roll attempts coming. Sweepers have laid off. And curling it up here late. It's gonna kill it, but will it stick? No. So we'll get another come around attempt. Yet. And it's going to come up in the back 8, back 12, back 8.
There's some room for Ed to grab for the draw.
Thank you.
Some ASMR of Andy chewing
yeah.
down right now.
The crunch.
A wild Andy in the wilderness, chewing on a
Spring roll.
spring roll.
And it's going to hit the wide yellow.
Stick to the wings.
But sticks in the wing. There's a potential hit and roll or even a draw around the center guard here. And the hammerstone here on sheet A is away. It's a hit for 4. But they haven't laid a broom on it yet. Oh. Looks like it's going to be close. Crawling it up. And looks like it's made for 4. Maybe 3. It looks like 4. That will give them a lead of 5-2 after 4. Team Whiskey on the Rocks.
English expressing the plan B, but it's always good to let your thrower know which side to err on.
Got a little bit more weight on his hip than some previous ones. And we'll remove the yellow and stick around.
Not a bad spot to be, because you still got to go through that port.
Yeah, the way it's curling, it's not going to be easy to remove that and get a roll under one of the guards.
Yeah, probably got to throw faster than 10 here. In turn here, righties. We're playing with righties.
Righty and turn.
In turn.
Might be easier to roll this one under the high corner guard than it will be to roll under the center.
Not a bad idea to force him to draw in for one.
It's like we have a normal here. It's curling early. You have to go hard to stick around.
That's the guards.
Looks like we got it.
They got it, but it will roll out. So, chance to put one where they hide one away.
Did you go to the wing or the center right here?
I'd personally like going around the corner. The center guard's a little bit high the way it's curling, and you go over here, even if they do make a freeze or you come up deep or something, you'll have more room to draw for your one. You have a little bit more room as well, because there's 2 corner guards over there. If you curl in between them, the hit will be pretty difficult.
We are down to the hammer shot on sheet D. Red is sitting.
It looks like 2. And
Yep,
you got
2
a
right now.
draw upcoming.
Bit of a wide delivery here. Try to sweep around the center, but
You gotta
waiting
wait.
for it to cut.
And here we go. Starting to cut, but you gotta hope they have enough weight to get through to the house.
So fresh line here is really going. Gotta get a piece.
And it is
They're
just short of the
trying.
house.
Team Brockman are on the stone right now. Sweeping hard. They have to get full 8.
And we have a
They think they got it.
It's gonna be pretty close. Right onto the
Will
back.
it sit?
that's a score
And
of
it
1
does.
to extend the lead to 5-2 after 5. Draw here is away. Brockman is getting that late snap here. This one looks like it's close. Needs to sit. Comes up just a little heavy, but it's under cover, so looks like we'll have a draw for 1 upcoming.
Just come down to it. Nice to have the backing, but definitely puts the pressure on to get forefoot.
Yeah. If they wanted to, it looks like that out-turn blank is available. The way it's curling. But just taking a score of 1 here will give you a 2-point lead, so.
Stacy Bishop making funny faces at me right now. Always good to get the nerves out before you sweep. Both sweepers on it now at the halfway.
Going hard to try to make sure it's there, and actually looks like it's hung up a little bit wide now, so
Caught
gonna
the
have a
fast
seal of
pass.
1.
Back in.
Tie game.
Steal 1.
Seal of 1 for Team Langanke. 4-4 after 5 ends. And we got a big hammer coming up here in the 6th end. Try and take advantage of having 2 hammers to just 1 hammer.
Jokes going on sheet C saying they have a parking spot lined up for them. It appears so. There's a nice wall going on in the back.
Yep. 3 reds in the back 4.
As long as you don't over curl on this one, you'll be on a big wall.
Gotta make contact, like contact.
Yeah, hold it.
Been holding it the whole sheet. Will it be enough?
It will.
It is. Good shot. I still have 3 more to go on that. And we have one slip into the rings here, but it will not be a takeout here. We're going to go with the corner guard. Sweepers haven't touched it yet, but they're going to finish it now. Sweep it into the rings. And we got a center guard here. Kind of throwing them in reverse this end.
Yeah. See how the strategy works out for them.
It's a bold strategy, Katen.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, unfortunately we're not watching dodgeball right now though.
Oh man, if they started throwing some wrenches and curling, it might make it interesting.
Yeah.
Don't give TSN ideas.
I don't know if a lot of us would still be playing this sport if people were throwing wrenches at us.
Yeah, it's not really in the curler spirit.
Spirit of curling? What's that?
I wonder what the 5 Ds of curling would be.
Probably start off with delivery.
Draw, delivery, draw.
Draw again, yeah. Draw.
Dominate.
Draw, tap.
3 Ds and a T. Oh, can't touch that center.
We get a hit and roll here.
Oh, and it's a split house.
Split house. And
Ooh,
it's
tight.
close to see who's second.
I feel like that's too red.
It's probably
Yeah, it
too
looks
red,
too
but
red.
it's tough to tell on the camera here. So we have a hit and roll upcoming here to try and limit this.
Wow. Ton of curl happening now. There's almost 2 rocks of movement on a heavy board, control hit.
We got a big miss here. And
On sheet C, we're down to hammer. It's a close call between who shot between the yellow and red.
Gotta watch out for the jam here.
yeah, this hit and roll on the center guard is going to be tricky to not jam with the way those 2 reds are splitting the rings.
Pass the jam now. Need a roll.
And this replaced the center guard with their own color this time, but they're,
Still good to switch colors up there.
yeah, we got a hit and roll attempt coming, same shot as before.
Looks like they're going to go for the tap on C. Try to get that yellow out.
And we're sitting 1 and 3. It looks like if you can hit this one a little bit on the center line side, you can get a score of 3.
Potential 4 if you throw
throw
enough
weight, yeah.
But staying out there.
Yeah,
It's having a hard time trying to cross center.
line yet. Don't want to pick your own out.
But they will be shot.
Just one.
And score of 1.
Make that game 6-3 after 5 ends. Team Liquid Courage is going to have hammer in the 6.
Tricky path to come down. This is often a shot I would practice.
If they're throwing this hit, yellow might be shot, I would imagine.
I'd hope so. Uh-oh.
This one looks like it's going to over curl. You don't have to worry about a measure on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll cancel that. Cancel the measure.
He's got another draw behind. See if they can set up a steal or just a force.
I think both good outcomes.
Yeah, both good outcomes here.
English Toffee's got to really focus up for the next 2 ends here.
Yeah, this game's been back and forth.
place to be. Sitting 2.
And there's no double here on this one. It's probably just going to be a hit and try and roll in front of the yellow to leave a jam possibility.
Yeah, even sitting shot though, make him draw. The second draw is probably better.
Well, they want to give themselves a open scoring area here. That yellow is in a strong position.
Nice delivery here.
Stacy trying to hold the line.
Really cutting. It's cutting super. Jams on the center guard.
Yeah. Got a chance to put up a tighter center guard right in front of the yellow on this one.
Sweeping for the curl. And they're going to tap the yellow up to the top 4. Sitting 3 currently. Emily calling for the hit and roll.
Coming up on skip stones on sheet A soon. We have the final rock for the not hammer team.
Roll out here.
Yep, hit and roll out of the rings on the feature sheet. Over on sheet A, red sitting at least 2 under a whole bunch of guards. And their last one here will give them a third one in the back 12. Nope, just through. So hammer here's upcoming, red sitting at least 2. They're gonna have to draw the full 4 foot to make it a 5-3 game. Trying to sweep it to the back 4, get some separation on a double attempt. Nice draw right to the 4 foot.
Is there a triple?
Triple, probably not on this one. That yellow would have had to curl up just a little bit more, but they have a chance to get a double or even just a tap that yellow back. But I think on this one it's important to keep the scoring area as large as possible for your last one. So it's double attempts. Even if you just get the top one, you'll have to put a better guard on that. You might even sit second.
Probably ideal to sit the shooter though.
The most important thing here for Team English Toffee is to make sure they can score their one so that they can have a lead and after their 2 hammers, 6 and 8, keep the even ends going.
It's always nice to finish with a score in 6.
Sheet A, it looks like was a steal of 2, and we're getting our first handshakes of the final draw here with a 7-2, 8-2 final after 5.
On sheet D, Barracuda is in trouble.
Meet Capybera.
Oh, sorry, that's your capital
Yeah.
team name. Oh.
So the winners of the D event are Team Whiskey on the Rocks. And looks like the double was
get
there.
A double, yeah.
Or the triple was there. So they
Was
get just
there.
they just get 2. They would have had to throw a little bit more weight and had it curl up just a little bit more on that.
Just a little more weight.
But still a really nice shot because they have to. Well, this red is second, sitting second. But if they hit it, they'll get their force, and that's still a good result for Team Langanke.
Nicole has delivered the stone on sheet D. Sweepers are on it.
Drawing against 4 or 5 over there. Looks like that one's coming up.
And that's a steal of 4,
Oh,
at
that's
least,
gonna
and
be
that's
handshakes.
handshakes.
So the winners of the C event are going to be Team Brockman from Bucks. We only have 2 more games out here on the ice all of a sudden.
English Toffee with an opportunity to blank if they so please.
But yeah, with the rollout here, we have an opportunity to get a blank.
Yeah, that control hit was maybe a bit more normal and neglected to curl like the others. It's tough to go from sitting 3 to a blank.
Yeah,
Big turnaround there.
great double, and didn't capitalize on the hit and stick. Crazy how things can change so quickly after just 1 or 2 shots.
Yeah, we definitely don't need wrenches. It's exciting enough.
Or cars. We don't need traffic.
Yeah.
And here's the attempt for the blank.
And it's starting to curl.
They're sweeping early. It might wind up being
Sweeping.
score 1 here.
They got it.
And they
Grab
score
for
their 1.
1. Not a bad outcome.
It's a 5-4 lead after 6. This one's coming down to the wire.
The way A final should be.
Yep. Let's get a nice.
Well, for the viewers,
Yeah.
it's good. For the players,
How many viewers do we have here? Getting some good games. 44, 34.
34. Ooh.
And over on sheet C, red is trailing by 3, but they're sitting 3 without the hammer here in the 6th end, so. Liquid Courage is going to be trying to open things up or get a draw around there to make sure they can score with their hammer.
They got back in. The tap up is a possibility, which looks like that's what they're going to try to do.
We got a center guard, and here Julie's trying to draw around.
They're going to tap up the yellow, and
Down sheet C, they tap the yellow, roll to a more of a center, but that yellow is only sitting 4th shot stone. So red could either play a hit and roll, sit 5, or they could even draw one in there, throw up a guard. They have a bunch of options here.
Oh, but it sticks around.
Yeah,
That's good.
drawing around back 12 on that one.
Got to get the ankle biters going in the 7th.
Yeah, gotta get some trippers.
It's all part of English Toffee strategy.
Over on sheet C, it looks like they elected to draw, but it's
Looks
a little
wide.
bit wide.
And heavy.
Catch
Yeah,
fresh
gotta
ice
avoid
out there,
tapping.
though.
Trying to hold the
Yellow.
line so that they don't. Yeah,
They're sweeping to try and avoid tapping the yellow in for shot, and it looks like
that will
that
happen.
is exactly what they just did.
And yellow saying shot rock. Kind of
That's a
center
lonesome
guard.
yellow in there, though. There's red sitting 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they're going to have to make something to prevent a takeout.
You always hate that feeling
Yeah.
where you have like almost every stone in the house, and the other team has just that one shot rock.
I'm sure that
behind.
the yellow team would feel a lot better if all those reds were directly behind their stone.
Precision shot here for Judy. All over the top yellow right now.
And it stuffs on the back one, but it does also hang on the rings. So yellow is sitting shot stone, half under the guard, so they're going to try and Christmas tree it here. Sit 2. Over on sheet C, the guard was made, so that yellow doesn't look like it's going to be able to be removed.
This is red's final shot of the end.
Yep.
They can either go for a draw, hit a roll off their own red on the right, or go for the double tap promote.
The double run lined up.
They were looking at the double run to see if it's lined up, and it looks like they might throw it because based off the scoreboard here, they're down 3 without the hammer.
It's pretty low consequence.
Well, yeah. They could also just throw the in-turn draw, try and get shot, or if they come up short, just get the force.
I say go big or go home. Hit it slightly off nose on that red, into the other red, and then I think you would be able to get the
Even if you
yellow
don't stick
out.
around, you should be able to sitting 5, and that's pretty scary to throw. Even though the draw has all this backing, it'd be a pretty scary shot to throw. Oh, back on the feature, it looks like Team English Toffee comes up a little bit heavy on a chance to freeze under a center guard. And now you're going to get a chance to sit 2 under guard with the hammer.
It's getting dangerous for the English Toffee.
Yeah. Score 2 here for Langanke's not the end of the world for English Toffee. They just need to avoid giving up a 3 or more. Sweepers have laid off on this one for the most part. Now they're trying to finish. Get a little bit more
Huge
curl.
finish.
Looks like it's going to be back half open or quarter open. Not quarter open.
It's back pin.
Here's the shot on sheet C.
They elected to just play the draw.
And it
Looks like it's coming up a little heavy. Might want to sweep that one out if you're red, just so that there's less backing for the draw.
Had the around the world for 3 as well.
And Liquid Courage is going to have an opportunity for 2.
They have 1 point in the bag already. If they make this draw, they'll be up 8-3 after 6. Back on the A final sheet, we have Alison trying to make a freeze here. And it's coming up pretty nicely.
Nice way to do it.
Great shot.
That's good.
It's a little bit of separation between shot stone and the back couple.
It's tough to say if you sit nose, though, if who's going to be shot.
Although a steal of 1 here isn't the end of the world for their Langanke either, because they'd still have the hammer in the last down, just 2. Be interesting. What do you guys think about being down 2 with hammer versus tied without?
Yeah, I always take the lead. I don't know, my experience.
Neither of them you take the lead. It's like it's either you're tied without the hammer.
I say tied without, just for the mental side.
Oh, that tick on the back yellow is pretty fortunate, as it makes it a little bit easier to pick that red out on one of the later shots. So it's a good, even though they just missed the run back, that was a little bit fortunate.
Out of it.
Over on sheet C, it was a score of 1 to make it a 7-3 game. Just a little bit heavy on that. Taps yellow in to sit 3rd or 4 shot stone, and now there's a chance to pick that red off and sit 3 or 4.
It's getting hot.
Might have to throw a decent amount of weight to hold the line here without jamming.
That's
but
fun
even
port
just picking
shot.
it out, it's a good shot. On this one early, trying to avoid the jam. Well, they get the jam, but they roll the yellows to be undercover, and now there's nothing to protect the shot stone.
Still 2-3-4, but a little bit better arrangement, I think.
Yeah. It's starting to get a little scary here for English Toffee. They're going to have to execute on these cards.
Yeah. Got to close up that port.
Playing this in-turn draw going away a lot this game.
Path is fast, I think. We had about 3 or 4 draws here. This end that went heavy.
Yeah, speed has been holding up.
Though we just had 2 teams come off the ice, so got to be mindful of the temperature dropping a little bit. Although it is 60 degrees outside right now. The winter did not stay around.
That is a good guard.
Great guard, but it does bunch up the guards to leave an easier double or triple peel. Probably only a double. Probably have to open it up here on the first one and think themselves with a chance in the second.
Opening's up definitely the safer call here. Don't want to get red sitting too.
If you hit in, I don't know if you can squirt through there into the rings. I think the port's a little too small.
Oh, I don't think there's a port. No, I think the run jammed.
Like sometimes if you hit the one, you can come in off the backside of the other one, but those are just a little bit too close together.
Those also require a lot of weight. What are you throwing these days? 6 seconds? 5.5?
I think you only need like 7 on this one to be able to do that. And Nicole can throw it pretty hard. He's got to avoid any sort of jam here on the side.
A tight release here. Bounce around.
Oh,
no.
boy.
Toffee sits 2 at the end of that.
Sits 2 and guard, center line guard's still there, so they have a chance to come around and sit 3.
Either go top 12. Up a 3 guard.
It was getting hot there. It still is hot. Really just got to cover up that double now in the draw. Draw around the other side will still be open. Although the other side of the sheet's a bit cold right now. No rocks have gone down that way.
Might be a scenario where they try and give up a steal of 1. Try and make something happen with the hammer coming home.
Although being up 3 without, it's not a bad place to be.
Well, if they give up just 1. Down 2.
Up 2 without.
It's a big shot here. If they can make it come around, we put quite a bit of pressure on. Yellow sitting
1 right now.
3 and 4 with red trying to draw around.
Looks a little heavy.
Trying to curl it up. It's a little bit heavy, a little bit overswept on that one. Back on the feature sheet.
Well placed guard by Emily
guard,
English.
yeah.
Just bumped off the center line just enough. Was over curling and ends up in a really good spot.
There's no
run back as possible.
Double that appears to be there. So it's going to be probably a raise on that yellow and try and kill one of those reds.
The way it's finishing though, you could probably do the draw as well.
You could definitely throw the draw here. It just looks like she's more comfortable throwing the raise on that yellow. Even if you throw it a little heavy, you can wick off the 1 and the 8 foot on the side if it doesn't curl up. If it curls up a little bit too much, you can't really afford to tick that red guard much and still outcount side 1. So definitely a difficult shot here.
Line.
Looks like it's over
really
curling.
need to go line. This one looks like it's over curling. And that's a 2 steal to go up 7-4.
was an exciting end.
That one was back and forth.
Big opportunities for both teams there. Be interesting to see how this 8th end that sets up.
On sheet C, Liquid Courage just trying to take out as many red stones as possible. They'll get the takeout there.
Got a corner guard going up here.
The setup for red on sheet C looks pretty good.
Yeah, they have a sitting 2.
Wide open house.
Wide open house, but yellow has a chance to draw and tap one of those reds out. Big shot here. Sweeping it early.
Needs a curl.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Ooh.
A little wide.
A little wide, so a chance for Team Vintage Charplain to draw sit 3 here and set themselves up to get back into this game for the last end. Over on our feature, we got the corner guard and trying to make the come around. The line is good. It's just a little bit deeper than they were hoping for, but it is mostly undercover, so. We have another draw to the middle here. When you're down by 3 in these ends here, sometimes the other team having a bunch of rocks in the house isn't such a bad thing. It's more rocks to hide behind or jam on.
Yeah, 3 ends, it's a tough one to set up proper.
Yeah, if you play 100%, you'll get a 2, even if the other team makes all their shots. But to get a 3, you're going to need at least a half miss on something.
Definitely need an opportunity.
That draw attempt for red on sheet C was a little light. Gives an opportunity for Liquid Courage to draw
shot.
behind.
1-2. Give us a signal when we're green. Are we green?
We're getting closer.
Gonna run as if we're green here. Wow. Very
Nice hit.
Nice.
And
And that is a
the
beautiful double.
That is a backbreaker. You're gonna have to execute all these last 4 shots to get their 3. Although there is some staggers on those guards, so they're going to have to.
So on sheet C, red is sitting 2, and they're going to go for a draw for 3, potentially cutting down the lead to 1 heading into the final end, but without hammer.
Watch the whole thing.
Sweeping hard. They gotta get 8 foot. And they get it.
Great come around on sheet B to keep hope alive. We're gonna have to open things up to access that one. Freeze, if it's made, it should be able to clinch the game, but
Pretty
brings in-
safe to
brings in
throw like
more
3 more
opportunity.
hits here. 3 more hits would set you up pretty good.
If you just ripped off that yellow guard and opened up the yellow, you're gonna have a chance to hit something at some point.
And the run backs there. Lots of shots in
You
play,
can even go yellow, red, yellow.
yeah. Calling heavy here. Going for the one in the back.
And this one is sailing.
Gonna take out their own.
Now we got a chance to make the come around again. Freeze right on their own.
Gotta be a
Three's
good
right
one.
back in play if this one's made. Big opportunity.
And red just makes that shot rocket guard. Just barely a guard.
Trying hard to curl this one up. It's
Finishing nicely. Gotta be there.
It's gonna be sitting second, but it's not curling enough. So now
Double
they have
opportunity.
a double opportunity. The double could jam on the back right one, but even if it does that, they'll have an open hit
Just gotta get
on
one.
one of the last 2. So if you make contact with the one that's undercover here, that's make it pretty difficult.
Stick the shooter too. Leave it for a run.
If you make it on the nose, then Langanke's going to have to play an in-turn draw and hope that they miss the run on the last. You make the double here. Even if it jams in the back right, they're going to have an open hit to seal the game. Hard to try and get the double. Looks like they might have overcooked it.
It's gonna jam.
It jams, but it is more open than it was before. So they're gonna have to make this draw around, leave a little Christmas tree, and then there will be contact for the win for English Toffee. I think the best you can make this would be just barely second shot and curl just past that yellow. Maybe nibble the center line. And over on sheet C there, the red team was it's a 1-point game.
14-3.
And this one's a little bit heavy. They're trying hard to get it around, but they wick, which is going to leave a contact for the win for English Toffee.
Liquid Courage, trying to go for the hit and roll. Get behind the guard. Staying out wide. And it's good. Ooh. Just gets past.
And here comes this stone to clinch the event.
Calling for the curl. And they got it.
And that's the game.
Handshakes around.
Congratulations to Team English Toffee from Potomac for winning the event. And great event for Team Langanke.
It was back and forth every end.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And the ice held up. Shout out the ice maker, whoever that was.
Eric Lawson.
Eric Lawson. Eric Lawson, shout out to you. Thanks for everyone joining the stream. We'll keep it going on C here.
Yeah, things are starting to get interesting over there.
Red is down by 1. They have 2. They're saying 2 right now. Yellow trying to go for a double. They're only going to get 1.
But that yellow is now in a pretty good position.
Seems like they're trying to call for a freeze on the yellow. Corner freeze.
Yeah, trying to get another one in there, it looks like. Trying to steal more than just one. They're trying to steal the game. Laying off early on this one, but the way they're hooking in, they might want to stay close.
Looks like they're going to tap their own red back some. To the back 4.
That's a good shot. It's a Christmas tree. It's going to be pretty difficult to make contact in more than one red on this.
Yeah, no, you did good there. That's a hot game. Every head was pretty hot.
Going for, they're able to
Nice.
take 1.
That's a nice hit. It's tough to get much more curl than that. Came pretty close to the yellow. Question is, does red want to guard that or even play an out-turn draw to sit 2? I think you guard for now.
Yeah, they haven't been throwing on the other side of the sheet in a while, especially since the last game just left. Dice is going to be a little bit slower.
Does not look like a lot of ice to me. Are they trying to draw in through there, or?
No, they're going for the guard.
Okay, well. Might be a little bit wide on it, so it might. A little bit
Needs to
heavy.
come back some.
Needs to sit and curl. Don't want to tap that yellow in for shot.
It's going to tap.
It's definitely going to tap it. Just the question is where. Oh boy. That's going to be pretty hard to remove, so.
Yep, guard it up. Prevent the tap back.
I kind of like the draw. Out-turn draw. Cover both sides.
Yeah, I like that too. Because right now there's not a shot to sit more than 1 with the in-turn. I'm going to have to angle tap that red. You're not going to be able to hit the red into the yellow without doing something with your red backing. And the guard
Trying to get it over.
is over. Good sweep.
Now, they're taking a look for the angle raise.
Right now, I think the out-turn draw is there. That angle tap looks like it's pretty difficult to guard where it is.
How are you? Oh, yeah, that was a tough one in the 7th. There's a hit draw. Draw stuck around. It was good. No, it had to stick around.
I believe they can see a quarter of that red.
They must know this side better. That other side, I think, has been sitting for a while.
Yeah, they just been throwing this turn the entire end.
Well, this is a very difficult shot. You're going to have to execute both of these to have a chance to tie the game up.
Sweeping for the curl.
Yeah, that one's out there.
Weight looks pretty good. Needs to curl a lot.
Needs some
Now
weight,
it's slowing
actually.
down.
You might be able to get it tight enough so that the tap's easier on the next one.
Ooh.
I think that kind of takes that side away for him, the way it's
Yeah, the angles are
staggered.
not there. Is this the time to go to the other side?
This is the time to go to the other side, unless there's something severely wrong over there.
They're thinking if there's a possibility for red to tap those 2.
Yeah, like they've got the tap on the one biting top 12. Or was that the guard? Tap that guard in.
That tap of the yellow is pretty difficult with where the guard is. You'd have to throw an out-turn cross face.
It's pretty skinny there.
they're taking their time to think about where to place this one.
Looks like they're going to go for a guard.
They're guarding up the staggered reds, thinking that there might be a tap over here, which will leave an outturn draw for vintage Charplain that they'll have to make to full 4 to try and make Liquid Courage throw their last stone.
There's some weight to this.
Yeah, the line's good, but you don't want to tap the ankles around much, otherwise you might unlock it and leave a tap. Waits, it's over, and the guard is executed well.
Might overcurl. Overcurls a little bit.
It blocks the shot that was there. Like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure there was a shot that was there. Why?
Yeah, they might see something we don't.
Now they're thinking about
Thinking
going for the
about
draw.
playing the outturn draw.
Got to do it for the steal to go to the extra here.
It's going to be interesting to see how this shot goes. They haven't been throwing to this side of the ice.
Let's see if
this
they
end.
adjust on this one for speed. Nobody else is on the ice as well.
Speed is definitely dropping on those last couple shots. Hopefully the speed was communicated to the skip. Make it a good one.
They're calling for the sweep. That go all the way. Looks like they're
This
on the
one's
guard.
overcurling.
Now they're going for the tap up. And it's going to be it's going to be light.
And that one overcurls and comes up just short.
Looks like that drop in
So-
speed really got there.
The winners of the B event are Liquid Courage. And just like that, our final draw here is over. Thank you for tuning in.
To the women's Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah. Hope we didn't bore you guys. Go Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles just got a touchdown. Back in it.
All right, have a great day.
Have a great day, everyone.